Welcome student in our today's online section of subject refrigeration and air conditioning. Today we are going to see this Carnot reversible Carnot cycle using air. Actually this cycle works on both air as well as vapor. So here we are starting the reverse Carnot cycle with air. Listen to me carefully that Carnot cycle is an ideal cycle which is not possible in the actual practice, but because heat addition and heat reduction at constant temperature is a quasi-static process and this process cannot be achieved in the actual practice. The efficiency of Carnot cycle is maximum efficiency. Here you can see this Q of A means heat addition and this Q of R means heat rejection. Both the processes, heat addition and heat rejection, takes place at constant temperature. This constant temperature, heat addition and heat rejections are quasi-static, means this process having a number of equilibrium points. So these processes are actually impossible to carry out in practical life. And this Carnot cycle have maximum efficiency. Here you can see this Carnot cycle have 4 processes, process 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4 and again 4 to 1. This is the diagram of PV representation of reverse Carnot cycle, and this is the representation of Carnot cycle and on TS diagram or on TS chart. So here you can see this process 1 to 2, it is isentropic compression of the air, then 2 to 3 it is heat rejection of the air inside this, you may say heat rejection takes place inside this condenser. Then 3 to 4 it is again the isentropic expansion, and this process 4 to 1 it is isentropic heat absorption. This process 2 to 3 it is isothermal process. That's why you can see on this temperature line this process 2 to 3 is having constant temperature T2, so we call this process 2 to 3 as isothermal process. Okay, so this process 1 to 2 it is isentropic process, that's why this entropy of this process remains constant, means S1 is equals to S2. Process 2 to 3 it is isothermal process, process 3 to 4 is again isentropic process, and the temperature between this process 2 to 3 and 4 to 1 remains constant. Here you can see here is clear. This process 1 to 2 it is the isentropic compression process. This process 2 to 3 it is the isothermal compression process, or process 2 to 3 it is the isothermal heat rejection process. This process 3 to 4 it is isothermal expansion process, and this process 4 to 1 it is, you can say 4 to 1 or 4 to 5 it is the isothermal heat addition or isothermal expansion process. Normally this process there are the compression and expansion takes place isentropic and isothermal simultaneously. Okay. So students, here you can see, so in this reverse Carnot cycle during this isentropic compression process 1 to 2 no heat is absorbed. You can see this is 1 to 2 is the isentropic compression process and no heat is absorbed or rejected by the air, but along this process 2 to 3 it is the heat is rejected by the air by isothermal compression process. Okay. You can calculate this Q of 3, it is the area under the curves. You can see 2 to 3, 3 to 3 dash, and 2 dash, 3 dash to 2 dash to 2. This is the area under the curve is represented by the heat rejected. It can be calculated as Q of 2 to 3 is equals to T3 upon T3 into S2 minus S3. So heat rejected is equals to product of T2 into S2 minus S3. Then during the process of 3 to 4, it is the isentropic expansion process and no heat is absorbed or rejected by the air. But but during the process of this 4 to 1, amount of heat absorbed Q of A can be given as area under the curve 4 to 1. Here this 4 to 1, then 2 dash to 3 dash, which can be calculated as T4 into S2 minus S3. So it can be written as heat absorbed is equals to T1 into S2 minus S3. Now work done during this cycle. It is the heat rejected QR minus heat absorbed Q of A. So work done can be given as T2 minus T1 into S2 minus S3. While calculating about the COP of this reverse Carnot cycle, COP it is the ratio of the heat absorbed to the work done. So here heat absorbed is Q of A. Heat absorbed is Q of A or Q of 4 to 1, and work done it is the difference between the Q of R minus Q of A. So it is equals to Q 2 3 minus Q 4 1. The COP can be written in the form of temperature as COP of reverse Carnot refrigeration is ratio of T1 upon T2 minus T1, where T1 it is the temperature of cold body and T2 is the temperature of the hot body. Then here you know this relation between the COP of pump. COP of pump it is the 1 plus COP of refrigeration. So COP of pump can be given as T2 upon T2 minus T1. You know, in case of pump, the main aim of pump is to supply heat to the high temperature body. We will see this in the next slide. And the COP of heat engine it is to 1 upon COP of pump is equals to T2 minus T1 upon T2. Here the COP with reverse Carnot cycle with vapor, slightly change in the diagram, else the process are same for vapor and air. Here we are going to see this refrigerator and heat pumps. So what is refrigerator? Refrigerator it is a device which is used to keep the low temperature body below the atmospheric temperature and maintain its temperature. So here you can see this is the T1 this is the temperature of the cold body and T2 it is the temperature of the hot body. We are supplying work to the refrigerator to extract heat from the low body temperature and supply it to the hot body temperature. Here the let Q1 be the heat absorbed from the low cold body and Q2 it is the heat supplied to the hot body. So work supplied to this refrigerator is Q2 minus Q1. Here this work supplied to the refrigerator is Q2 minus Q1, and the main aim of refrigerator is to remove heat from the low temperature body. Whereas this is the calculating the COP of this refrigerator. COPR it is the ratio of the you can say the refrigerating effect produced by this refrigerator to the work supplies to the refrigerator. In another word, we can say that the performance of a refrigerator is expressed by the ratio of the amount of heat taken from the cold body Q1 to the amount of work required to done on the system. It is W of R. We already see W of R is equals to Q2 minus Q1, and Q1 it is the amount of heat extracted from this cold body. Then what is the difference between refrigerator and heat pump? Refrigerator, it works between the cold temperature body T1 and the atmospheric temperature T of A. You know our refrigerator, it is a device which works between the atmospheric temperature and that refrigerator, which is we called it as a cold space. And the heat pump, it works between the hot body temperature T2 and the atmospheric temperature T of A. Normally, again listen to me, where is the heat pump is used? Heat pump is used to keep the area or to keep the surrounding more hot, or at to keep this body temperature higher than the atmospheric temperature. At that time we use the heat pump. देखो हीट पंप हम कहाँ यूज़ करते हैं? जब हमें इनक्लोज स्पेस या फिर बॉडी को एटमॉस्फेरिक टेम्परेचर से ज़्यादा गर्म रखना है, उस वक्त हम क्या करेंगे? उस वक्त हम हीट पंप यूज़ करेंगे. और जब हमें इनक्लोज बॉडी को एटमॉस्फेरिक टेम्परेचर से कोल्ड रखना है या फिर कूल रखना है, कम टेम्परेचर पे रखना है, उस वक्त हम क्या यूज़ करेंगे? रेफ्रिजरेटर. जब हमें हमारे स्पेस का टेम्परेचर एटमॉस्फेयर से ज़्यादा रखना है, उस वक्त हम यूज़ करेंगे हीट पंप. और जब हमें हमारे स्पेस का टेम्परेचर एटमॉस्फेरिक टेम्परेचर से कम रखना है, उस वक्त हम यूज़ करेंगे रेफ्रिजरेटर. Here the work supplied to the pump is again difference between the heat supplied to the hot body to the heat absorbed from the cold body. It is equals to Q2 minus Q1. But here in case of the pump, the main aim of the pump is to supply heat to the high temperature body. That's why this Q2 comes in the denominator, and we may write it as Q2 upon Q2 minus Q1. But in case of the refrigerator, we place Q1 in the numerator, but in case of the pump we keep this Q2, which is heat supplied to the hot body, in the numerator, and Q2 minus Q1 in the denominator. Then again COP of pump, it is equals to 1 plus COP of refrigerant. If you put this Q2, if in this formula COP of pump is equals to 1 plus COP of refrigerant, if you put all these values of the formula, then you may find it is a correct one. The COP may be less than 1 or greater than 1 depending on the type of refrigeration system used. The COP of heat pump is always greater than 1. Okay students, so in the next section we will see about this Bell-Coleman cycle. This Bell-Coleman cycle uses air as a refrigerant. So we will see this Bell-Coleman refrigeration cycle in the next lecture. You may have a look on this Bell-Coleman refrigeration cycle here. Actually there is no refrigerant used here in Bell-Coleman cycle. Here the air is used as a refrigerant, means air is compressed, air is cooled, then air is passes between the expander and air produces the refrigeration effect. We will see this Bell-Coleman cycle in next section. And you are familiar with the simple vapor compression refrigeration cycle, also this vapor absorption cycle. Okay students, so see you in the next section. Thank you.